Welcome back, iZombie fans. We are so excited to get into Season 5, Episode 1, Thug Death. What was going on this episode? How do we compare from Season 4 finale to today? We're going to get into it, so don't go away right after this.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
The girls are back!
Yay!
Guys, how long have we been apart now?
Too long.
Has it been a year?
Happy New Year?
Yeah.
I feel like it's been
Happy
a year.
New Year, Merry. No, that'd be in December. But like, Happy New Year, Happy Thanksgiving. I don't even know what
Happy
I'm saying.
Easter.
What
Happy
is it today
Easter.
even? But hey guys, welcome back. I'm your host, Ali Nasta, and I'm joined by my lovely panelists. With me, we've got Shantiera Map all the way to my left.
Hey.
What's it going? She's a pretty beauty in a white coat. Got it going on?
Yeah.
Like Olivia Pope, kind of.
Very
Yeah.
Olivia Pope.
I'll take that.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then we've got Drew Jones rocking it with these lovely nails.
What up?
And them eyelashes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always on,
Beat that face.
makeup on point, all
you.
time, every day, all day.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna blush.
And then we've got Nakia.
Hi, guys.
Loving your hair, by the way.
Thank you so
Seriously.
much. For those who are watching, look a little rough today, so
No,
don't go off this
never,
image.
never
but
rough.
I cut off all my hair, and now it's pink.
I
Well,
love it.
You look
Thank
beautiful.
Thank you, guys are beautiful.
We're back talking about season 5. It's been a while. Let's just overview for a second. Okay. So last season, we had kind of predicted that we thought that the writers had kind of ended the season because they didn't know up until like the season finale that they were going to get renewed.
Right.
They ended it. It seemed like they had wrapped it up all kind of to where fans could be satisfied. Do we feel like now that seems like a correct answer based on this season premiere?
Yes.
For
I
sure.
feel like they got their renewal and they were like, oh,
And I feel like they got it recently. Like, I think everybody was chilling and cooling. And I think when they heard it got renewed, they're like, wait, what? So we have to write a whole season? Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I feel like every season it's always start off really strong, and this episode wasn't strong for me.
I kind of wish they would have pulled like a Being Mary Jane where like the show ended and they did like they took some time off and then they came back and they're doing like one more season.
Yeah. And like, Being Mary Jane went on for like years.
Yeah.
So, and I think with this show, because normally when you have a season finale, you come back and they refresh your memory at least a little bit. I do feel like in this episode, there was times we were like, huh? What? Wait, what happened? So.
And I think we thought that because the way they ended season 4 was so abrupt and so huge and destructive that they just picked it up as if business was as usual. And to me, it felt like the last episode of season 4 didn't even happen to me. It was
Yeah.
like we were still in the normal work times with like a couple of little things that had changed. But it just kind of weirded me out that we're totally jumping, what was it, 6 months ahead?
Yeah.
I almost feel like I wish we would have been able to get jumped in right at season 4 at the end of that finale to kind of see what that destruction actually went down.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm
yeah.
assuming we'll get back into it, but then seeing the previews for next episode, it makes me worried that we're just kind of jumping back into the whole, renegade storyline. For sure, that's going to be a huge one this season. And then also kind of dealing with the repercussions of this huge segregation between the zombies and the humans.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just very interested. Anybody in the chat, if you guys are there, please let us know your thoughts. We could be completely wrong. Maybe it's something that we're missing out on, but we
Right.
love your thoughts. We want to know what you're thinking. Drew is checking your comments in there, and we'll pick that up as we go. But all right, let's jump in. So we pick it up, and everything's business as normal. But I don't know if this frustrated you or not, but like, obviously Major did a huge thing last season.
for sure.
And he's the reason that they use that guillotine. And I felt like it was kind of like, now that he's commander, I just feel like everybody was just like, oh, commander, you're doing great.
Yeah, that kind of bothered me because I felt like not only did he cause destruction for Seattle, like as a whole, because he kind of revved up the whole zombies versus human things.
Right.
But I feel like he really did his friends dirty, and it just felt like all was forgiven and
Right.
forgotten. And like, I would be okay with that maybe I don't think because I think last season we were like, oh, maybe he's gonna die or something, like in one final like save the day type thing. But right now it just seems like, oh, it's like old Major, and it's like, no, he was a completely different person last season, and it's weird that we're not seeing the repercussions of that now.
I wonder if they're going to do a thing like you ladies are saying, like now that we're 6 months ahead, I wonder if they're going to like take us back, like if someone's going to have like PTSD or a flashback where we actually get to see like the effects and everything that happened, because I would love to know like when they all like went back home, like how the relationships were, like how it was easy to be like, oh, Blaine, he's just that guy now that we don't really hate too much, or how Major was able to still be friends with everybody. It is a little off. So maybe the show is doing something that we don't know, but I would like to see, as Monique would say, I would like to see it. Maybe they'll take us on a flashback. I don't know. Maybe the fans in the comments may know.
That's I think I would actually like that because, like you said, with Major last season, he was a little aggressive.
Yeah.
And
totally.
actually, he was very aggressive. But even when, was it Jordan that said Major and then the guy corrected her and was like Commander?
Yeah.
It's like even that, I feel like it's almost like, is he even going to stay in that position? Or are they going to try to, it makes me wonder if they're even going to try to like overthrow him where he's not running for more graves anymore.
Yeah, Big Face 100 in the chat said that they completely forgot all about season 4. Renji 90998 said, finally it annoyed me that they just wrote all of that off.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we're not in the dark here because I felt like it almost felt like I missed an episode.
Yeah, I agree. But like you said, I think because season 4 ended so strong, like just this episode, all of us were confused. So I don't.
And I think maybe they're just trying to let us forget about it because they want to be able to pick it back up and end it the way they actually would like to as writers.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. I can see that.
Right, and
as well.
so obviously I'm not mad at that, but then also I'm kind of struggling because I keep feeling like maybe I missed something, but I just don't think we missed anything. I think that they really are just trying to cut it off and start fresh and kind of like rebuild these people's lives.
Right.
And because to me it felt like Liv was just, she did a huge thing. She finally had the chance to, get a brain. She gave that to Clive for him to have a family. And I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like there was so much that happened, and then we're just kind of starting back up, and it seems like everybody's just kind of working as normal and usual. So I don't know. But kind of talking about so Clive's having a baby. He's having the family that he wanted. We'll see how that plays out. Obviously, the brain worked. Everything's going good there. So we'll see how that plays out. And Liv and him are still working together, still trying to figure it out. But what was interesting is obviously, I guess there wasn't a brain here for her to eat, but I feel like, so are they not bringing bodies into the morgue anymore? Like, did you guys feel like this was a little bit of a different cleanup than normal?
I don't know. It was just, I know the episode first started, she was cooking that one brain.
Right, but it was like the only one they had left.
It was the only one that they had left, so I don't know. I'm going to be real honest, and maybe the fans can chime in too. Like, I'm at a point where it's like, I just don't know.
Right.
Like, I don't even know what to think. I'm hoping that, because I know this season will pick up.
Yeah.
Because I know the first season, I feel like they had to hit us with something to kind of like distract us. So I don't know where they're going to go with this. We do see that her and Clive are back out doing detective work. So normally when a show ends, we kind of sometimes have a resolution where we're like, okay, they figure out who the killer was. And I feel like with this one, we didn't. So I'm like, are they going to open next episode with figuring out who's kidnapped? Or maybe it is going to be this whole season thing.
Right.
Like it was last season where this whole kidnapper or killing the humans, that might go to like the season finale.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
I think with the brains, it was kind of a bummer that she didn't eat a brain on this episode, because I feel like usually the characters that she plays is pretty entertaining. But I think that hopefully on the next episode, I'm pretty sure she will be on a brain.
Yeah.
But I think that I would like to see them do something a little bit different this time. I know, like with all the people that died, I don't know, are they using...
See, that's something that they mentioned, is they said that the brains are back to full capacity, which means that they have enough to be able to feed the zombies, is what I took away from that.
Right. So I mean, obviously, like, they wouldn't be going to the morgue because, I mean, they would
so they'd be going, I think, to the tubes.
Right.
And that's why I think this is going to play into, like, there's that one bad guy that's going to be out the whole season, like that crazy lady that was on the news. Kind of like last season where I think they're trying to figure out they need more brains, but they need the humans and the zombies to get along with each other. But obviously obviously the humans don't like the zombies.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is going to be a whole thing that turns into like the end of the season where we're going to figure out who, because you see Home Dude gets in the van and he's kind of like the new suicide bomber.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to get this season, where they're going to try to figure out who's doing all this craziness.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting how they kind of all string it all together. But then also, here we are with Blaine, and he's kind of confusing me because he really frustrated me this episode. But also, it's like he has never been faulted for the craziness that he ensues on people and humans, and he never gets in trouble. So I almost feel like I would be very satisfied if Blaine finally got in trouble. I know last season we kind of teetered, we're like, oh, but like, no. Like, I'm officially over him, and I want him to get in trouble for once.
Same, because I know last season I was like, I love Blaine, because he kind of played with your emotions a little bit, because you've seen the trials and tribulations he went through with his dad and his daddy issues. And I'm agreeing with you. Like, I would love to see him, because I think this season, well, first episode, we're starting to see the old Blaine back, where last season he was like somewhat helping, kind of. So that's why we didn't get to see like the full bad, because we had so many other bad guys.
Right.
Where I feel like he's back to normal. So I would like to see him as well.
Honestly, I think Blaine was the best part of the episode. Like, honestly, it's like I knew what to expect with him, so I feel like that was the one thing that just stayed the same.
Him and Donnie.
Right. I mean, just him with the role of the money, and him kidnapping the people and threatening to turn them all into zombies and killing the loved ones. Like, I was really here for it. I love Blaine.
Apparently, according to Ivan Soda, the showrunner, said that Blaine will be getting his karma this season.
Oh. I feel like it's due, man. It's definitely due.
He looks great. Great
Yeah.
haircut. Great color.
I know.
Roots on point. That's where I'm trying to be in life.
Little short shorts. I was like, yes.
Body on point. But I would love to see that. I would love to see it.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I think we're ready for it, because I mean, he's always gotten away with everything.
Yeah, he has.
But yeah, and then Ravi had a really fun character this episode.
He did.
I thought he did an amazing job, and I think it was kind of fun to see. I know we missed Liv kind of always depicting this character, but it was kind of fun and different to be able to see Ravi in this and see how he kind of like was able to battle against it in terms of talking to the new doctor, which is a very interesting topic, because obviously last season they found out that there was a way for a cure, but that's with these children that have this disease. So, like, what do you do to take away with this information? And were you guys worried that this was actually going to go through? What were you guys thinking?
I was nervous.
Me too.
One, sorry.
Go ahead.
So I'm excited because the new doctor's Quinta. So shout out to her for being on the show, gang. So I was excited, but I was really nervous. I was like, Ravi, snap out of it and talk to her and tell her the truth of what's happening. And that's what I think is going to be a bigger issue as well.
Yeah.
Because I remember last season, there was like a few topics that went the whole season. Mm-hmm. So I think it might be a thing where she may be working with Ravi and where he may have to go back and forth to decide, like, do we save millions of people's lives, but do we hurt these children instead? So I was nervous.
But my question would, for one brain is one cured
That's what
zombie.
I thought.
So in reality, you would only be saving 300 zombies, which I don't know how many zombies are currently in Seattle, but it's just, yeah.
Well, what I was confused about too is I was like, okay, the way that she's describing it is as if you can like take like a serum out of the brain.
Right.
And that's what would work. Mm-hmm. But then, obviously, what we saw with Ravi is he used her brain in order to, like, do a bunch of tests. So maybe that's why. Yeah. Like, maybe he was doing so many different tests that he was only able to take, like, one portion away of it. But I don't know. But obviously, you can see he's still fighting with, like, those emotions, too.
Yeah. I have an idea of where the cure is going to come from, but I'll save it for predictions.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah. Because I've been thinking about this since we watched the episode, and I was like, huh.
Amazing. Also, it was something that I was like, oh yeah, Ravi and Peyton are together.
Yeah. Yes.
Which was kind of like a come to, oh, thank goodness, finally, you know, we're getting things to work out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It'll be, I just think too, Peyton's role is going to be interesting because she's obviously a proponent for these zombies and to be able to find refuge for those that like need to find cures to things, and that's why she's helping Liv out. But I'm wondering if there's going to be some sort of revolt, obviously, because they don't know she's working with Renegade. You know what I mean? So like, when is all that going to come up and kind of blow up everything? And I think that's something that I was very curious about because I felt like last season we were really, really like driving the storyline to be this big revolt against the city and like the outside wall and the inside wall. And then this episode, I think that's why I was so confused because I was like, wait, I feel like we're building that up again.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's where I think I'm feeling too. Like I feel like there's something big is gonna happen like last season, and like everything that happened the first episode is gonna carry on through the whole season.
Yeah, because there was so much
revealed.
going on. Yeah.
Definitely.
It was an interesting show.
Side note, I really like that Peyton and Ravi are kind of like this old married couple at this
Yes!
point.
So cute.
Like she just is so over his like characters. And she's just like, we need to talk. And I feel like that means like they're in game. Like I hate that term, but like I feel like that means they're
Definitely
going the distance.
Definitely.
We don't have to worry about Blaine.
Right.
That's right, Blaine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like all coming back. My brain is now working. Hello.
Well, also what's funny too is I remember, last season we still had hope for Major and Liv.
Yeah.
And they like killed off the one person we thought that Liv could actually end up with. Still is crushing.
Still mad.
He was
I'm
the
so
best.
upset.
Yeah. But a shout out to Daniel Bonjour. But do you think that like Major and Liv could ever have a shot at being together by the end of the season?
Could they? Yes. Do I think they will? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, anything is possible. Is that something I personally want to see? Not really.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she might really get caught up in this whole renegade thing where she might take it on full force. Maybe she might meet. I think iZombie's done a really good job of bringing like really cute new people.
Right.
For Liv
I know
to
we
meet.
always fall in love with them.
And then they die.
And then we forget about Major.
We're
R.I.P. Drake.
Drake.
Yes. Oh,
So I
geez.
mean, and then we should see how like Major will start acting if he's gonna,
Yeah.
go back to old Major, which I don't think he ever will.
I think I said this last season. I wouldn't be mad if this series ended on a note where it's like they kind of have like a moment and then like hits credits and like we never know where it is, but there's like that little like nod that maybe they'll work out.
Well, something that's funny is I feel like in every TV show, every movie, we're always like, oh my gosh, like there has to be a couple. There has to be someone that ends up together. But what I'm kind of like realizing now and us talking about it and like how the season's gone is that she's never really needed a man.
Right.
A
Yeah.
man has come and been, good for her in the time. But then she's always been super confident and super, powerful and stand on her own. And I'm wondering if that's how they're going to end it and show that, like, she doesn't need a man to, like, make her who she is and make her complete. But I'm just kind of wondering if that's kind of what's going to happen because her character has been so strong and, like, willed and forced to, like, do things for the better good. And I just, like, also, too, now I'm thinking about all the things that Major done. I'm like, can't you really forgive him?
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. I think like the show may end with her just doing her renegade
I
thing
agree.
and saving more lives and, because she's a strong, independent woman. So they may not even put her with a guy.
You said both of my predictions. Yeah, I completely agree. And I'm thinking too, like, I mean, obviously, like with Ravi and Peyton, I just don't see this being just a happy ending.
Right.
Ravi and Peyton and then Major and Liv, I just don't see it.
Yeah, I would like to see like with the show ending that they figure out a cure. The walls are able to come down and like maybe the show ends with like Major going on his own like mission or something and Liv doing her own thing, but like everyone's Gucci.
Yeah, like everybody's
but not
good
together.
in their own right. I like that.
I would like to see it.
I would like to see it.
Yeah. Well, I think that honestly kind of wraps up the episode, guys. Like there wasn't too much that really happened, and I'm sure will drive more into the season. And I'm super excited about it. I'm excited to see where they go with this. Obviously, we're here every week because it's our favorite show. But let's get into some fun predictions for the season.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Sean Fiera,
You started with me?
Yes, because you said there's a couple that we said already.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of jumping like way ahead, but I definitely feel like that it will end with, I think, Liv like sacrificing herself for everybody. I for sure see that.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I see that, and I also see Ravi and the new doctor. What's her name again?
Quinta. Quinta's her real name.
Okay, Quinta's her real name. Okay, yeah, I do see them two working together. For some reason, the people that she's working with, I feel like they're gonna find out about the cure or something, and then those are gonna kind of come together and like over. I think there's gonna be like a lot going on, but I think that's gonna be one storyline that they're gonna be like a part of, where they kind of like take them down. And I think, obviously, I think Ravi and Payne are gonna definitely end up together.
Yeah.
Although I'd be here for Blaine. I'd be here for it.
Right.
I think that the cure is going to be somehow involved with Clive and Dale's baby. because like she took the cure and like the baby's a byproduct of said cure. And so I think like maybe they're gonna be able to figure out some way to, you know, take some of the baby's blood and be able to like replicate, because there's another CW show, Vampire Diaries / The Originals, where they kind of like did something similar where like the daughter had the cure like in her blood, and like, so I think that would be interesting.
That's a good one.
That's a good
That's
one.
a really good prediction, Drew.
That's a good one. I predict that the way I'm gonna go all the way to the end. Like I do think the way the show's gonna end, I think everyone may kind of band together and take down this like crazy lady, and I think she has this insane lady. Like she's trying to like kill a lot of people, a lot of zombies. So I think they may actually all come together, and Blaine's evil ass may actually help them with this one. I would like to see the storyline with Blaine, because I think he still is a little hurt by Peyton, and I think he's trying to get his evil on because Daddy died and all that stuff. And my guy Donnie is back. But I do think Liv, I don't really see her anybody. I see her doing more of the renegade type of thing. And I would love to see I can't believe that's the boy from Free Willy.
I would like her and Peyton to run off into the sunset together and
That'd be beautiful.
Yeah, which also we forgot to mention, like, I mean, obviously we have no idea what's going to happen with the kids, the two girls that were found in the back of the bus. So that'll be really crazy to see how that one plays out. I think my predictions are just going to have to be that I think that Liv will be the person, like you had mentioned, Shantier, that will just, like, sacrifice herself or find a way to be able to break whatever is happening, like the break, she'll be able to fix it and put it back together, hopefully. And then I just really hope that Blaine gets his comeuppance, because I feel like it's really frustrating to constantly see him be this bad guy. We always get excited that he's maybe turned a new leaf or something, and then he just constantly is doing terrible things.
So evil.
And I'm over it. But I think that kind of wraps it up, guys. I'm excited to see where the season takes us, and it'll be super fun. We're excited for you guys to join us every week. We will be here. In the meantime, Shantiera, where can they find you on social media?
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Shantiera.
And you guys can slide into the DMs at OKDrewJ.
You guys can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom.
And hey guys, Allie Nasty here. Find me on Instagram at AllieGirl. And of course, follow AfterBuzz TV on all social media platforms. And please make sure you comment below. Make sure you go like, subscribe on iTunes Podcasts, on our YouTube. And we will definitely shout you out on air next week. Bye guys.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.